Life Fixers. Hope you're having an awesome day. Are you ready to rewire your brain for asking questions? Woo! If you've been here with us for even some time, you know how much I think it's important, how much I do it. I actually think I have some sort of superpower with it. Just kidding, but I do it for work all the time because I'm supporting you guys, and that means asking questions. We'll get into that in just a minute. So first off, 3 reasons why you should ask questions. Number 1, it makes you more curious and you get to learn new things. That's really 2, right? Number 2, it gets the other person that you're talking to or even yourself to think. And how often today do we end up actually using our brains? And number 3, it creates more options and possibilities. You are not just stuck in the thought process that you are already having. So how do you go ahead and actually ask questions? Well, here's a few things you'll really want to remember when you're asking questions. Number 1, you want to make sure you're asking very open-ended questions, not yes or no questions, just like Judith said in the previous episode. Number 2, you must be, whether it's to yourself or it's to someone else, non-judgmental, or else you're going to lose trust with yourself or with the other person because you're asking the question, but you're just getting mad at them. Is not a very healthy, safe way to go and do that. Number 3 is you want to be interested in their answers. You're actually listening. You're actually hearing what the other person is saying, or even if you're asking it to yourself, what you're saying. Number 4, you could continue asking the questions based on what the other person says. So they gave a question. Now you respond with another question, and they gave another question, and you go even deeper and deeper until you feel like you really squeezed out all the juice that you could from this person. Obviously, I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in a way of really connecting with them, really being able to make them feel understood, that they got the answer that they're looking for because you went really deep and not just asked a surface level question. So where does this apply in your everyday life? Well, obviously, first off, it applies in your relationships, whether with your husband, your wife, with your friends, with your children. You always want to be asking them questions because you are, personally, I think it's the best way to connect with a person. Everyone has their own personal opinions, but I think that is really, to me, has like a special place in my heart of asking questions and people really listening. You really connect in a really, really, really deep way. Number 2 is it works really well when you're looking for new possibilities, for new things in work. If you're having a challenging situation at home, a kid is not behaving, you are looking for more ways to help people, more just like solutions to anything. When you ask an open-ended question, how else can I figure this out? What else can I do? What other possibilities are there? What would happen if I tried that? Who else can I ask to help me? Something open, then you might just come up with a new solution. Actually, when you are asking questions and you're talking to people, you become better at persuasion and making sales. So if your job includes sales, you want to get better at listening and asking questions instead of just pitching what you have to say. And here's my favorite, asking question for mediation. And this is what I do when I say I do asking questions all day. I never teach people when I'm in a session with them. Instead, I ask them questions to help them figure it out by themselves. Few reasons. First of all, it gets them to think. Second of all, they actually remember much more what we're talking about. But most importantly, it is working together with the way their brain is working, because I'm not just spitting out information here on a podcast. I don't have direct contact with you and I'm just talking it out with you. And so I can't really go and ask you questions to get answers to help you figure it out in your way. So I could try to explain it in multiple different ways. So hopefully one of the ways you will get it. But when I am working with you one-on-one or in a small group, and I could ask you specifically questions to actually make sure you understand and pulling out the information, making sure you're really getting even the hardest stuff, the things that are not clicking in your brain, asking the right questions till it does go and click. Guess what happens? It clicks, and it clicks well. So I love mediation. And by the way, you can do that too with the people around you. Just make sure that they want it. Okay. Just warn them. Your kids won't notice it, but the other people around it, like your husband or your friends, just make sure that they're aware of it and you're helping them, that they like it and you like it and it's being fun. No like control and going on there. Yeah. Okay. If you want to go deeper on mediation, want to experience what it's like to be mediated, to really use your brain, in the most efficient and effective way possible, you will want to get yourself on Your Brain Rewired waitlist. Head over to lifefixuniversity.com/Your Brain Rewired. Now, your challenge for today is find someone who you're speaking to, who you want to connect with, and ask them at least the right questions. But your focus shouldn't be on, I asked one question, I asked three, yay, I did the challenge. No, your focus should be on asking them questions and going even deeper. Have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye for now.
That's all for this episode of the Life Fix University podcast, but I have a huge favor to ask of you that will not only support the show, but will also help the people you love most. We are striving for 1 million downloads by the end of 2025, and we can't do this without your help. If you love this episode, please share it with 2 of your family and friends so they too can rewire their brains to have an extraordinary marriage. It was awesome spending time with you, and I'll see you on the next episode.